quantifying the impact of COVID-19 on Malaysia's GDPs remains quite challenging. This is mainly because the impact comes not only through the steps that the government takes to contain the virus within Malaysia, hence affecting retail, hospitality, and so on, but also due to the evolving nature of the pandemic outside of Malaysia, which then has an impact on travel as well as supply chain. So it is very convoluted and complex feedback mechanism. Our best guess is that at this moment it looks like the multiple channels could then translate into a 1 to 2 point reduction in Malaysia's growth this year. That would be the overall impact we assess. Qualitatively, we think that the impact will be rather large. What's more worrying is that we think the impact could also be more prolonged, at least compared to SARS. The main industry, of course, affected in this case are very likely to be the frontline industry to speak out. That's going to impact travel, hospitality, retail, restaurant, and hotels. This will take the first impact. Nevertheless, there will be follow-through impact from manufacturing, services as well as construction. For manufacturing and all, I think a lot of the impact will come through from the supply. Disruption, as we saw huge factory shutdowns in China, and now there's going to be rolling shutdowns all over the world, including Europe and the US. Beyond which, if it persistently affects and dampens consumer sentiments, it could also have a demand effect. So how long this lasts and how deep the impact will be, I think, remains a moving target. The best reference we have at this point is that SARS took about 2 quarters to clear up. That was playing mostly through early part of 2003, and by May we saw a clear bottoming. That, however, was due to the fact that SARS seemed to have been a single impact. We saw the number of cases rising through the first quarter of 2003, and then it started peaking out in the second quarter. COVID-19, however, is somewhat different in the sense that we first saw Hubei, China exploding, but it has since been wave of infection going through the world. So we saw China and Korea, then Italy. Now outside of Italy in Europe and the US as well. For that reason, the economic shocks are also coming in wave. This is increasing and the impact is widening and deepening as government take harsher and more draconian steps on travel and lockdowns. These economic ripples are expected to come through increasingly and with a greater lag. Really, in this situation, the ability of the government to sidestep and buffer remains somewhat limited, nevertheless very important. Knowing that a lot of the impact of the frontline industry is going to be difficult to mitigate, I think the most important thing that the government should do is to ensure the cash flow crisis due to a sudden drop of and seizure in activities doesn't turn out to be an existential solvency crisis for business. We don't want a liquidity crisis to turn into a solvency crisis because the would be have much longer lasting effect on employment, so on and so forth. Really, the government should be putting in place measures to make sure that business, especially SME, as well as household can get access to affordable loans. flow solution during this difficult period, so that during the recovery they are in a better position for the economy to pick up. So that's all from me for the economical reaction of the impact of COVID-19. So thank you guys. Assalamualaikum.